Well, it's meant to be confusing because it isn't real universal health care. It looks like a little treat here and a little treat there. But in the end, it's not real health care for all the people.
What's the biggest problem with it?
That it doesn't cover everybody. It still leaves 15 million Americans with no health insurance. That's number one. Number two, the insurance companies still call the shots. Private profit-making companies are still controlling our healthcare system. You should never, ever have a healthcare system based on profit. Because then somebody's always having to ask the question, well, I don't know if we should treat her or not because that may cost us too much money. It's like, yeah, so what? She's going to die if we don't treat her. Yeah, but it's going to cost a lot of money. It's like, and then so you've got people sitting around in insurance companies trying to figure out how to screw people.
But now they will have to insure people even with pre-existing conditions.
Well, yeah, but if they don't, their fine is $100 a day. So, if would they think about this? Are they going to take on people that have a pre-existing condition and they need an operation that might cost $100,000? Or would they rather take the fine of not insuring them and just take a $100 a day fine and hope that the person dies? There's no real teeth in this law that's going to force them to do this.
And companies are that cynical.
Oh, they're worse than cynical. I wish they were just cynical. They're actually that evil.
Motståndarna har kallat sjukvårdsreformen ett första steg mot kommunism i USA och pekat på den svenska välfärdsmodellen som ett skräckexempel. Michael Moore ses av många som en vänsterextremist när han framhåller Sverige som ett föredömligt civiliserat samhälle trots vår blodiga historia.
How come we don't have what you have?
Yeah, why is it?
Yeah, why is it? Because you're not better than us. You used to invade countries 1,000 years ago and pillage and rape and plunder and, seriously, you were like some badass, really bad dudes. And then somehow you got better. And
well, it took a long time.
It took a long time. Is that what it's going to take for us?
1,000 years?
I can't wait that long, all right? I just think that we have it in us to do good. I know that about us as Americans. I know we're good people. But we structure our society around the concept of me. What's in it for me? And you structure your society around the concept of we. Is this for the common good? It's a big difference.
Mm. Some people call it freedom. You don't have to adapt to others.
Is that freedom, really? Because all of a sudden if you get cancer and you can't afford to pay for it, they'll come and take your house from you in this country. Is that freedom? You lose your job. That means you lose your health insurance. Is that freedom? I have the sense that you're a little bit more free than we are, even though you have to be part of a collective whole as you function as a society.
Mm. But things are changing also in Scandinavia.
Oh yes, no, don't get me wrong. Europeans, not just in Scandinavia, but many Europeans have looked to America since Ronald Reagan and said, geez, we should be more like them. Mm. And especially political leaders have said, we should make you pay for more of these things, or we shouldn't have so many handouts, as they call them. Right?
More private options.
Yeah, more private options. Let's be more like America. Really? Is that what you want? You want to be like us? Really? You want that? I'll tell you what. You do that. You go ahead and create a society of haves and have-nots and widen that gap in Sweden and see what you end up with. I'll tell you right now, if you want to see your future, it's called us. You'll have more crime. You'll have more violence. You'll have more murder. You'll have more people looking for guns. Your kids are going to do worse in school. Just keep doing that. Keep electing conservative governments who look to America for answers, and that's what you're going to have.
Do you think that's the way we're heading to?
I think you've tried. I think you've been tippy-toeing in those waters now for some time.
Runt hälften av amerikanerna är kritiska till sjukvårdsreformen. Och bland kritikerna finns inte bara konservativa och republikaner. Många demokrater anser att reformen är alltför urvattnad. Och även bland de progressiva, de mest hängivna Obama-supportrarna, som Michael Moore, växer nu besvikelsen över att president Obama inte levererar den utlovade förändringen.
Do you think Obama could have been tougher on this one?
Absolutely. It's been very disappointing. You know, that he hasn't really gone in there and fought for the people. First of all, he cut a deal with the pharmaceutical companies, so there was no reform when it comes to the drug companies. He cut a deal with the hospitals, so there's no reform when it comes to the hospitals. So it's only the health insurance companies, and he still allowed them to be in charge. So he and the Democrats, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're so afraid of the opposition. They don't have the courage that they need. Now the Republicans, when they're in power, they're like, get out of our way. Here we come. Guns blazing. Right?
So you haven't had the change you were hoping for?
No. No, I've been disappointed. And I still love President Obama. I think he's a good person. I think he's got a good heart. But he doesn't have the fight in him.
It's just not there, or do you think he needs some time to get it out?
Well, how much more time are we going to wait? I mean, how much longer do we have to wait for him to start fighting for the people and not for the corporations? He can't just run on, I'm not Bush. You know, I mean, he actually has to do something. We've lowered our standards so far in America where we just accept so little, the little bone that's thrown to us. We're so happy now. That's not the way we used to be. That's not who we are. You know, we used to say things like, we're going to put a man on the moon in 10 years. Which was a crazy idea, right? Nobody knew how to even do it. You know? I mean, seriously, nobody knew how to do it.
And you did it.
That's right. And we've done a lot of things like that. And we've lost something. We've really lost something. We live in a country now where nothing seems to work. You can't get anybody on the phone. People are just trying to protect what little bit they have in the hopes that they can survive.
So how shall you find it again then?
That's the question, isn't it? I don't know.
You seem very sad.
I am sad. I am full of...
You look like a sad puppy.
I am... Well, I'm full of a lot of despair at this point.
Yeah.
Because I expected more from this change in the White House, and we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. So maybe you have to do a film about Obama then?
No, I'm not going to do a film about Obama. I'm going to work with my fellow citizens and urge him to do better.